Welcome back to all our friends, family, and yes, even our foes. To the FOXX Den Sports Podcast, where Todd and his sports-passionate kids are ready to bring you the latest updates and insights on all things sports. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Welcome, everyone, to the FOXX Den Sports Podcast, where passion runs wild, takes run hotter, and the skulk rolls deep. I am your host, the Podfather Todd Foxx, along with two of our fantastic members of the FOXX Den Sports Podcast group, Kellen, who's throwing deep passes and making sharp cuts like a quarterback in the pocket. And you know him. You love him, and if you're on the opposing side, by God, you fear him. It's the Den's heavy hitter Clay Banche McDonald, rattling cages and dropping bombs like only he can. This is your home for fearless debates, savage breakdowns, and all-out sports warfare. It's not just a podcast, folks. Oh, no. It's a movement. So join the skulk, run with it, and let's get after it. All right, folks, welcome back. I know Kellen is here, obviously. Gannon is got things going on, and Garrett's in the state of Washington, I guess. I don't know what he's doing up there. He said he saw Dylan Gabriel in the the airport today. I don't know if you guys got that text. I don't know if it was in Oklahoma City Airport, Washington. No, he was not even in Oklahoma City, so I don't know why he'd be there. So anyway, who knows? But kind of today's topics we want to talk, give everybody a little quick update. We want to talk a little Joe Castiglione leaving, retiring, going to be retiring as the OU athletic director. We want to talk a little bit of OU stuff, and we're going to talk a little bit about some college football rivalries, what we think are some of the top ones in college football. And we'll briefly touch maybe on some NFL because football season's coming up, folks. And Clay, what were you talking about before the podcast? You said something, remember, about how it's like the dog days of summer, and the next thing you know?
Yeah.
It's
busy.
like,
well, and us as Thunder fans have been busy for the whole month of June. So normally we're just like chilling and not doing anything, have the whole month of June, not much going on, talk a little NBA, but we don't really care. So we were obviously worn out from that month. Yeah. And the next thing you know, it's All-Star break, Gold Cup, NFL training camp. And here we are.
There we are.
I love it.
I know they got the SEC Media Days also going on in Atlanta. So, Kellen, you got the SEC Media Days there. You've got the All-Star game. You got the Yankees coming next week.
Man.
Yeah, man.
Good place to be.
That is
a all too expensive place for a good old dog.
Yeah,
no kidding.
He's a second.
I heard somebody say that it was like $250 a ticket just to get into the home run derby. I don't know if anybody heard that. Yeah.
It's the same for the All-Star game. Cheapest was $250, which in the grand scheme of things, not that bad, but more than I want to spend right now. So
when it was at the Arlington last year, to buy some on Ticketmaster, they were like $1,200. Face value, I think they were $200, $250, but I didn't go.
No, I mean, I love baseball, love it, but I can't currently, like right now, sit and watch a 9-inning game. Playoffs, maybe not even the first round, but you know, the getting to see who's getting ready to go into the World Series, who's going to win the pennant, whatever. I can watch a lot of that. But, man, it's hard right now at this point. I have it in the background a lot of times watching it. But sitting there for 9 innings, and I know there's people, buddies of mine, and Clay, you know some of them, that they watch like every pitch, and that's cool. I can't do that right now. Not yet. And plus the Yankees, they're not having that great of a last 3 weeks or so. But it is what it is. Let's get into Joe Castiglione retiring. So it's an end of an era for the OU athletic director. He was there. What year was it he started? Was it 98? Do you remember 97, 98?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, his first coaching hire was Bob Stoops in 99.
Bob Stoops. And I remember watching that Bob Stoops hire on TV. And, you know, I didn't know who Bob Stoops was. I just knew he was a defensive coordinator at Florida. Didn't know he played at that time. I didn't know he played at Iowa, and I didn't know he coached at K-State and all that. But Good, very good pickup there. I know some things. He built the OU brand with major decisions. Obviously, hiring Stoops, we got that 2000 national championship. We had 3 other opportunities as we were in the championship game and just lost to LSU, USC, and Florida. He also oversaw the transition into the SEC. So he's been fantastic. So let me ask you guys this: how should fans remember the legacy of Castiglione? What would you say?
Well, and I don't have any research to back this up, but from what I understand, and I haven't heard this with all his retirement and everything, but the OU athletic department is one of the few, probably single-digit athletic departments that does not have to borrow from the university to financially fund itself. Now, they may have fundraisers or donations, they get that, but I mean, if I remember hearing that several times over the last several years. And so when you do that, you're just like, okay, that's, most people look at ADs and it's like, oh, did you get us good facility and hire good coaches? Yeah, that's part of it. But I guarantee you for him, that's probably 25% of the job is keeping everybody happy, keeping, having the well-balanced, athletic programs, obviously good facilities, good coaches, managing the athletes, managing the fundraising. I mean, it's amazing that somebody could do that for 27 years at a place like OU.
For sure. Kellen, you got any thoughts on what kind of a legacy because I mean, obviously you were a little kid when he was brought in, but what are your thoughts though?
I mean, for as long as I can remember, Oklahoma's been relevant, but I know the way it's been described to me before Stoops really were not that great for a period after they were really good. So I think he kind of I would assume it feels like he brought Oklahoma back to what they were before, restored their glory. So I think he will always be remembered for that. Getting us, just win or lose, we're always a team that's being talked about and always being looked at. So we're relevant every year.
Well, I think let's just talk facilities. I have 2 things I wanted to say, but
go ahead.
I was going to say 2 things on facilities, and another thing I want to talk about real quick on him. Facilities, he has gone through 2 major renovations of Owens Field. Added that upper deck on the east side, and then closed in the end zone. I mean, he spearheaded that, which is huge. I should probably say I don't think the indoor facility was there when he was started either, so I'm pretty sure he added that. The softball field, got that brand new complete stadium, and then he navigated the whole thing with the city of Norman to get the new basketball arena. And so those are, I mean, each one of those is just huge in a tenure, but to do all 3 of those is unbelievable. But one of the things that I heard somebody mention the other day that I just really hadn't sat and thought about is just the way he did women's sports at OU. And I mean, you look at the softball program, and that's pretty easy. But not only did he get him the new stadium or whatever, but he made sure Patty Gasso was financially taken care of and is the highest paid softball coach. We've had in his tenure, we've had 2 outstanding women's basketball coaches. I mean, look at the women's gymnastics program. Is just unbelievable, and that whatever he's doing with that obviously is working. Even small sports like women's golf has done good. Men's golf has been doing outstanding this last couple of years, but I think our women's soccer team was pretty solid. Right. And so just the fact of those type of things that they don't get much notoriety, but he took care of them with the amount of money that he was able to make in basketball and football, and made sure that those were relevant sports for the university.
Yeah, definitely. I know what I remember, I think as a kid, was Donnie Duncan. And then I remember, then Steve Owens, was he it for, I don't know if he was just an interim or if he was the main.
He was freezing up quite a bit.
Yeah, it felt like he was really delayed, so I don't know what was going on.
Yeah, because he'd start talking on top of us, and we're like, wait, what?
Yeah. That's why I was so confused, because you were like mid-second sentence when he cut you off once, and I was like, what the crap's going on?
Like, do you not hear me, big boy?
Yeah, man's not paying any attention.
Yeah.
Lock in.
Be the Podfather.
Yeah.
Where'd you get that hat?
You'd have to ask Mom. Someplace they go to I think in the Edmond area.
Yeah.
They had a bunch of patches and blank hats. And you could pick a patch and they'd sew it on there right for you.
Oh, that's cool.
Now, this hat was pre-made because I liked this patch and I was looking. This is what I was about to choose, and they had one pre-made. But yeah, it was a pretty cool place. I don't know what it was called, but it was somewhere in Edmond.
Right.
We'll definitely be going back. They had what I want to get one for Oklahoma because they had one with that OU logo behind you, like an older.
Well,
one.
I'm back. Can you all hear me now?
Beautiful.
We've been having some massive internet issues here at the house lately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's see.
You were freezing up
I just know.
times,
I was going to say, like, Donnie Duncan's the name I remember, and then Steve Owens are the names I remembered as, but then Owens, I believe, got brought in John Blake, who was a good recruiter, but he just didn't have the coaching staff, and himself as a head coach wasn't very good. But I just want to talk briefly also, I think, his biggest thing was probably hiring Stoops. And then some folks may not believe this right now. I mean, they may be still upset, but I think maybe in the long run it'll be good. But going into the SEC, I think is a good move for us. Right now, it may seem like it stinks because we're not relevant in football as much as we have been in the past. But let's see here. There we go. I've got so many things going on right now. This thing's messed up. All right. But what about, is there something you think that he could have done better? What could have been done better over these last 27, 28 years, whatever it might have been?
I would say, only thing I'd say maybe just in the last couple of years is I felt like maybe we were behind on the NIL thing. But the broad part is everything is just such a crapshoot / guess. So I'm not saying he was wrong or whatever. It's just I think it was a little tough because didn't really know. But I see some of these schools doing some things because we can. I mean, I get Texas Tech maybe has some billionaires out there doing stuff, but we should not ever be behind Texas Tech on raising money. And but I see that as maybe a little behind on. I wish he would renovate the bathrooms at Owen Field. Those things are disastrous. And no air conditioning, no heat. So they're extremely uncomfortable. But that's just being funny. But I think, the Heisman Park was another thing that I thought was pretty cool that he got added in. There's just so much to it. I would say, I'm just sitting here thinking, I would say probably just a little behind on the NIL, and I feel like we're catching up by doing stuff like hiring Trey Young, getting Baker Mayfield involved, having general manager, different things like that. I think we're catching up.
What are your thoughts?
It's hard to say. I mean, I just feel like these last few years we could have planned ahead a little better, like been more sure about Lincoln Riley, or just gone a different direction completely from the jump, or I don't know. I don't know what all, I guess, falls under his decision making, but it does feel like I'm glad we're in the SEC. I think in the long run it'll be better, but I think we could have entered the SEC slightly more prepared than we did.
No, I don't disagree. What I was going to say was I just feel like our basketball program didn't ever elevate. I mean, I know it just kind of seemed like it was very at times stagnant. I think Lon Kruger was a really good hire. I think he made the mistake of hiring Jeff Capel, who I don't think was the greatest basketball coach. But Porter Moser, it's still kind of up for debate. I like Porter Moser. I just don't know how well, the program will continue to get. But then again, in this NIL, it's a lot different than it used to be. But I just think the basketball team, I mean, they had some good years, but it wasn't consistent. And that's the only issue I think I maybe have. Did he make some bad hires? I mean, I don't think Brent Venables is a bad hire. I just think it's just a different time frame that we're in right now. He's dealing with a lot more. And to your all's point, I mean, I don't think we were as ready maybe to get into it as well with NIL or getting into the SEC. And I think maybe we were a little bit gun shy. So we hire somebody we know they'll probably stick around versus somebody that may come in here for a little bit and move on, because that was something that never happens at OU, and Lincoln Riley unfortunately left. But I don't know. I mean, that's just kind of the only thought process I have at this time. What I think he could have done better. Anything about that you want to rebuttal, debate? You good with it?
No, I think that's right. I think basketball's way too inconsistent. I mean, we've had 5 first-round picks, so we've had some. So where's our success? We hadn't been to the Final Four in forever, but just not enough success. And I mean, Big 12, we just happened to catch the SEC as maybe its best year ever in basketball this year, and we had a pretty good team with a first-round pick, and
what was he, top 7?
But
was he 7th pick or
do what?
I think so.
I don't remember. Was he? Yeah, I think so. I know he went to the Pelicans, but and I mean, I thought we had some good teams, but we just, are good players. We just didn't have a whole lot of depth, and for whatever reason that is, you can blame that on coach. You can't necessarily blame that on an AD, possibly, but I definitely agree with what you're saying. Is that I think we're a little behind on basketball. Baseball, we had a good year about 3 or 4 years ago, and other than that, it hasn't been probably where that could be.
Softball's been incredible. I mean, that's just incredible there. And Patty Gasso, I don't even know who the coach was before Patty Gasso, because I didn't ever pay attention to I'm not going to lie. Not busting their chops, busting my own chops, that I just didn't pay attention to any of that. But regardless, that's my thoughts. I mean, kind of moving on. I had kind of a list, maybe talk a little bit about OU football, but there's not, truly, I don't think a whole lot to talk about yet. It will be getting into it a lot more, I think, obviously, whenever the season keeps getting closer, because, man, it's like, what is it? It's less than 49 days, so it's probably 49 days would have been Saturday, so it's 47 days today, and it's just going to keep getting less each day, right? So I can't wait for that. I know.
I have your Instagram post telling me how many days.
I just can't do it anymore. Plus, I've missed it at 100, so it's kind of pointless at this point. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. What I'm not looking forward to is the daggum heat in September. Can't stand it. So daggum hot. So I like those night games. I know I'm really looking forward to the Michigan game coming up here. Was it the third game? Second or third game? Second game, yeah. So that'll be kind of cool.
Second.
Illinois State.
He goes Illinois State,
Temple
Michigan,
there, though, right? Yeah.
Temple.
Interesting. All right, so let's talk real quick. What are your thoughts? I mean, I don't think it's too early to talk about. Hey, ESPN just piping in there, but I think what's your thoughts on who are the biggest rivalries to you in college football? What games? What games are some of the biggest rivalries? And it doesn't have to be necessarily. I don't know how you turn this daggone thing off. It doesn't have to necessarily be in order, but you can do it in order. I mean, I have an idea what Clay's going to say is number one, but just give me some list of what your thoughts are.
So tell me what you think I'm going to say number one.
I'd say you probably say Army Navy.
I know what my number one is.
Yeah, I really did.
Oh my gosh, you're exactly right. Yeah, I think that's. And that's the thing is, like, a lot of times people classify rivalries as people just hating each other. Well, they do, but it's a massive respect rivalry. And, I mean, it's just, when you have school chants that says beat Army or beat Navy, and everybody that's in the United States Army right now, they always have towels and shirts and whatever that just says beat Navy. And, just all the time, no matter what. And so I think that's just pretty stinking cool. And that is definitely a bucket list item for me. It is to go to one of those games sometime down the road.
Exactly.
And, but I would say that one, OU. Huh?
I'm sorry. That's
OU.
I said something now. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Army, Navy, OU, Texas, Auburn, Alabama. Probably Michigan, Ohio State. I'm gonna say my fifth one probably, unless y'all say something to make me think of one. I could go with it's a tie between Texas and Texas A&M and Florida and Georgia.
Dog, what do you got? You got very many rivalry games?
I mean, obviously, Ohio State and Michigan, Oklahoma, Texas, Army, Navy. I don't know. These might just be because I'm here, but and I know they're might not be as lengthy of rivalries, but
Sure.
here Georgia and Alabama is a huge rivalry, and
Sure.
Alabama Auburn huge rivalry.
True. I mean,
so I don't think anything touches.
I do think Army
other
Navy
three,
is
though.
one of the better ones. I personally am not into it as much as Clay, but I do know relevant likewise. I think that's probably up there. It's either one or two. I think the second one or two, it's either Michigan, Ohio State, or Army Navy. I think those are probably the two biggest. Auburn, Alabama, I think it's big. I really do. I think that's obviously a Southeast Conference type of thing, and people do watch it probably in throughout the United States. But I do think it's probably more regional, where I think Michigan, Ohio State is everywhere. I think Oklahoma, Texas is one of the bigger ones. That's just I can't stand those guys, but I think that's obviously a big one. And I do think that it could be Florida, Georgia. I had somebody else written down here. I mean, that's honestly probably that's the only other one I see. Now, some ones in the past, Clay, you'll remember some of these. I'm just going to read over a few of these that are. Remember Miami and Florida State? How big that was back in the day? That was a pretty big one. I mean, Miami and Notre Dame there for a while was pretty big.
Yeah, it was.
Notre Dame, USC.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
That was a
UCLA and USC. That was always a pretty big game as well. And the only other one I have, let me see. I just had it. Where did it go? And I don't think this is big for us. I think it's big in that area of the country, Clemson and South Carolina. I think it's a pretty big one for them. And again, Oklahoma and Oklahoma State's pretty big, but it's more regional. It's here. Everybody loves, but that's a rivalry where, I mean, we're beating up on them. That's probably the biggest difference of wins and losses.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool ones, I think, out there with the regional things like Iowa State. That was one that was a little bit smaller, but it's what's the one where they
is that Oregon?
The Axe one?
Oregon State,
is that
or Washington State, or
no? That's
Minnesota. What's Minnesota? Minnesota, maybe
Minnesota,
Paul Bunyan?
Wisconsin, maybe. Like some of those were Paul Bunyan, maybe that's what it is, where they have trophies and stuff. I think are pretty cool. But some of these, it's just weird when you think of some of these schools that just don't have anybody like that are rivals, like Missouri. Like, who is their rival? Baylor, who's their rival? Kansas State, probably a little bit of a rival.
Yeah.
I mean, OU, Nebraska obviously used to be a big one, but when you don't play each other anymore, it's not one anymore. Colorado and Nebraska kind of was a rival, but they don't play each other anymore. So, I mean, it's just some of those kind of went away. But Oregon State is a big one for if you live out there. So there's some cool ones that I like catching just because, like you said, that just
I think growing up for you and I anyway,
to
me personally, I felt like OU Nebraska was bigger than OU Texas. I don't know if a lot of OU people would truly buy into that or believe that, but that was like for the Big 8 championship, which in the day was the deal for us. And there were times where, I mean, Texas was and we were really good, and vice versa. Like in the mid 80s, Switzer's, I don't even know if it was mid 80s, maybe more towards the early 80s, 81, 82, 83 time frame, where they weren't as good. OU wasn't. Anyway, but I mean, that was a really big rivalry.
Yeah, and we could lose to Texas and still win the conference because they weren't in our conference.
And that was always
so that was part of.
Was it the Friday or Saturday after Thanksgiving? I just don't remember that.
It was a Friday.
I just do not remember that.
Yeah, Black Friday.
And I think we've talked about this before on the podcast. Give me a couple teams because we don't play Oklahoma State anymore. So let's talk a little bit about who you would like to see every year Oklahoma play either the Friday or the Saturday, probably preferably Friday of after Thanksgiving. If it was a set, SEC team, which one would you think, 2 or 3 maybe? I don't know. Maybe you could rank it, whatever you think. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm going to go with just a little bit of regional. I mean, I wish we could play Arkansas. I'd love it. I mean, that's just bordering states. I mean, God Lord, that'd just be incredible. I mean, there's probably more Tulsa or Arkansas fans in the Tulsa, Eastern Oklahoma area. LSU would be fun. A&M, those would probably be the 3 that I would like to see us playing. all the time that we don't play on a consistent. Well, we don't play them. Well, I guess LSU we did, but the other two we don't even play on our
Kellen,
side of the
have you
schedule.
had any thoughts on that? What you think would be kind of cool?
I mean, I always think of Alabama, but I know we're not really. Doesn't feel like we're on their tier right now. But Arkansas would be cool. Other than that,
Does Alabama
I don't know.
play Auburn during that time
Maybe
frame?
LSU. What do you say?
Yeah,
They play them on the
That's the only
Thanksgiving
thing there.
weekend every year.
but yeah, no, I don't disagree with any of that. I don't even know if it's his rankings. I personally would like to see LSU and Oklahoma. I think LSU and Texas A&M used to play for years, and they stopped. But LSU, I don't know if they're who. And we put this out there on some chat. I can't remember if it was on. I think it was on Facebook chats, and then we did it on X or Twitter, whatever it's called now. And they were ripping us because I just said, like, I don't think they have a main rival, meaning like Auburn's rival is Alabama, their main one. And then Georgia, I thought Georgia and Florida, but some of them were saying, no, it's Tennessee, and no, it's this team, blah, blah, whatever. I don't know. I don't know if LSU, I think LSU always falls in there, but I think there may be two or three of who their team rival is. I would love to see LSU. I think it'd be fantastic. Number two would be Arkansas. I think Arkansas, like you just said, would be a fantastic rivalry to play every single year. It's strange that we've played, or we've been here forever, and we've only played each other maybe 2 or 3 times. I think maybe, if that, right? And it just doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know if it was a gentleman's agreement or what,
Yeah.
but it doesn't make any sense.
Mm.
And yeah. And another one would be kind of cool.
Conference.
I think maybe, I don't know, is Missouri. I can't stand those guys, but I just think that would be kind of something different, and play them every Friday after Thanksgiving. I just don't know. I like, out of all those teams, I think LSU is the best, and I think that would be more of a hype up game in a sense. I don't know. Could be for national title things here in the near future. I don't see Missouri ever being considered. Shouldn't say ever, but I don't think they're going to be as relevant as all these other teams. Now, Arkansas really hadn't done that either since they've been in the SEC either, to be quite honest with you.
So,
Are they really?
Notre Dame's coming into Arkansas this year to play a game. Yeah.
That is pretty cool, man. That is pretty cool. I can't remember. That'd be interesting to go to, but no shot. I'm not going to do that. But any other college football things you're looking forward to this year? I know it's still a little bit of ways away, but it'll be here before you know it. It's like it all of a sudden just kind of hits, and that I know Ohio State and Texas, man. Like, I think, is that their first game of the year? That's going to be pretty cool to see. The defending champs against Texas, and Arch Manning. We'll see how good he. I mean, just because if he has a good game, bad game doesn't mean squat, to be quite honest with you. But what I mean by that is, if he has a bad game, doesn't mean he's going to be a terrible quarterback. I mean, it's going to be the first time he's actually going to be playing a pretty good team. But sometimes that's the best time to play those teams, that first game of the year, because they're not all set up and ready. You looking forward to anything like that? I mean, it's hard to look forward to Texas.
Yeah, you got LSU and Clemson first game of the season too. First week of the season, another good one. That's going to be a big one because I see both of those teams making the playoffs, and so that'll be a fun game. Yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting to see. The SEC has a lot of, more than half the teams do not have a returning quarterback. So that's going to be interesting. And, the Big 12, I'd like to see what Colorado's going to do without all their studs, to see if there are any. Oklahoma State. I think Oklahoma State's got something I heard, they're have the second most, how the best way to say it, have the second most newest amount of players in NCAA this year. It's 42 new players. So who knows what they're going to be like. The bad thing is they still have the same quarterbacks they had coming back last year, that none of them were any good. And their one that they had that was decent graduated. And so
no, I agree.
We'll see if they're going to be any good. I'd like to see if USC, hopefully they can tank and not be any good. But this NIL thing, man, it's the great equalizer. So it'll be interesting to see if the rich get richer, or if people like Texas Tech are all of a sudden.
Yeah, that's just hard. That's going to be hard to get used to, in my opinion. If that's going to be the case in the next several years. I mean, I know they got that. Aren't they the ones that got that one really good pitcher? Was she from Stanford? Is that where she was from? Yeah, you know what I mean? They paid her.
Yeah.
And then they got.
Yeah.
Did they just
Paid her
pay
over
somebody
$1
that was going to
million.
go to Texas? Was it a lineman, maybe? I think. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah,
That's what I was
lineman. Something like I'm just throwing out numbers, but it seems like it was something like $12 million for
Ridiculous,
3
man.
years for a lineman.
Unfreaking believable. I can't believe it. I don't know why people would want to go to Texas Tech, but I'm not busting chops. Maybe I am a little bit, but it doesn't make any sense to me. So, Kellen, what's all going on in the other than the All-Star game and all that with in the Atlanta area? Anything big?
Beyonce's in town right now, so stay away from Atlanta.
Jeez.
Beyonce, SEC, Yankees, All-Star. Gee, my knee. You got it made.
Busy week.
Yeah, you need a second and third job to pay for all that.
Yeah, it's
Sure.
ridiculous.
All right. So,
Maybe
Who,
Paul
me?
will be alone.
No.
Thank you for listening to the FOXX Den Sports Podcast. Be sure to subscribe for free to our YouTube channel, FOXX Den Sports. And also follow us on Instagram and Twitter at FOXX Den Sports and on Facebook at FOXX Den Sports Podcast. You can also email us at foxdensports@yahoo.com. This has been FOXX Den Sports.